This is the picture postcard Thailand, the land that lures millions of tourists each year to soak up its tropical climate and exotic culture, a rich tapestry of devout Buddhist traditions and devout worship of its revered king. Yet beneath this orderly veneer of devotion and tradition, there is another Thailand that visitors rarely see or even hear about. Elite troops of the Thai army on patrol in a remote Muslim village in Pattani province, searching for young militants who gunned down 2 soldiers days earlier. All they find here are frightened women, children, and elderly men. The younger Muslim men fled before the troops showed up. This is the front line in a brutal conflict that has shattered decades of coexistence between Thai Buddhists and Muslims. Bombings, shootings, arson, beheadings have become almost daily occurrences in southern Thailand. People here now live in a constant state of fear of each other. The Muslims of the south have lived under Thai rule for a century now, and for most of that time there has been simmering resentment. Most believe they are victims of discrimination and government neglect because they adhere to their Islamic traditions. Even as Thailand grew into a major Asian economy, the South remained largely poor and undeveloped. The resentment finally reached a boiling point in recent years, giving rise to a full-fledged Islamic militancy and a full-fledged military crackdown in response. A crackdown that may have passed a point of no return with one brutal event in 2004. In the town of Takbai, Thai soldiers and police turned their guns against hundreds of unarmed Muslim demonstrators. At least 7 were killed in the initial assault, and it would get worse. More than 1,000 Muslim men were detained. With their arms tied behind their backs, they were then loaded like stacks of wood into military trucks for a 5-hour drive to a detention camp. When they arrived, 78 men had died from suffocation. How bad is the situation in the south?
Southern Thailand has become the most violent place in Southeast Asia as a result of new insurgency.
Sunai Pasuk of Human Rights Watch says conditions in the south have never been worse. The Thai military, he says, is guilty of flagrant abuses, arbitrary arrests, torture, summary executions. But since the Takbai incident, the insurgents have taken violence to a frightening new level as well, intimidating and murdering both Buddhist civilians and Muslims they accuse of collaborating with the Buddhists.
Since 2004, the violence has claimed more than 3,800 lives, and 90% of the deaths are civilians.
Thailand has now flooded the region with 20,000 troops. The biggest cities are a maze of heavily armed roadblocks. Buddhist monks and teachers have to be given armed escorts. There is no escaping the climate of fear and repression. Even the lush rice fields in the south have now become a symbol of just how bad things have become. This one used to be shared by a Muslim village over here and a Buddhist village over here. Now, the Buddhist and Muslim farmers are simply too afraid to go in the fields together. The farmers of the Buddhist village of Bandong told us they only feel safe when the soldiers are nearby. It breaks my heart, says one. We used to live in peace here, now we can't mix anymore. We heard the same fears voiced in the neighboring Muslim village of Bangkok, only here they fear the soldiers. Whenever there's a shooting or bombing nearby, the younger men told us, they have to flee or face being arrested as suspects. Many in detention have been tortured, some never come back. And if they cooperate with the army, they're just as likely to be killed by the militants. These men would not admit to being insurgents, but they did not disguise their bitterness and anger. We feel like an occupied people, they told us. We want independence from Thailand. The Thai government has admitted its heavy-handed tactics added fuel to the insurgency, so the military has stepped up its battle for hearts and mind. Troops have been ordered to engage Muslims more in dialogue, to reassure them that everyone has equal rights in Thailand. There's now even a new female militia made up of both Buddhist and Muslim volunteers. The women are meant to provide a gentler face to the military presence in the south, though people here say this is little more than a public relations act. And it's highly doubtful that the image of female soldiers quite literally sweeping the ground at a checkpoint will win over any Islamic militants. The reality is, violence in the south is increasing in frequency and brutality. A new generation is being raised in an environment that is more militant and separatist in its beliefs. With each passing day, it seems, Thailand may find there are even more hearts and minds that will need to be won over. I'm Mark Litke, reporting for Worldfocus in Pattani, Thailand.